My boyfriend yelled and insulted me in front of his friend after 1 year of cohabitation. How do I move forward? The morning started like any other. The sun came up, and its light sneaked into our apartment, making everything look warm and cozy. I stayed in bed a little longer, enjoying the quiet. Alex, my boyfriend, and I had been living together for a bit more than a year. Alex and I met back in college, and it didn't take long for us to start dating. He was fun, always making me laugh, and really sure of himself, which I liked. But Alex could also get pretty mad sometimes, especially when things didn't go his way. We had argued before, like most couples do, but we always made it right again afterward. Alex was a great guy, but when he got stressed, he could get pretty upset. I knew this about him and tried my best to understand. Today was a big day. Alex's old friend Mark was coming over. Alex had talked about Mark a lot. They have been best friends since they were kids. I was excited to finally meet him. I wanted to make our place feel welcoming for his visit. Our apartment was small but felt just right for us. We had pictures of our trips and fun times hanging up, making it feel like home. I was hoping Mark would feel comfortable here too. I spent the morning getting everything ready. I cooked and cleaned, hoping to make a good impression. But I noticed Alex was acting a bit off. He was quiet and didn't seem like himself. I thought maybe he was just nervous about seeing Mark again after so long. But deep down, I had this feeling that something wasn't right. I tried to ignore it, focusing on getting things ready, not knowing that the day was going to bring a lot more than just a friendly visit. It was going to be a day that would really test me and Alex in ways I never expected. Life with Alex before Mark's visit felt mostly smooth, like riding a bike on a flat road. Sure, there were bumps now and then, mostly because Alex could get really heated up over small stuff. But we always found a way to get back to that smooth part of the road after each bump. The day Mark was supposed to come over started weird. The apartment felt too quiet, like when you're in a room where you're supposed to be quiet, and you can hear every little sound. Alex was quiet too, not his usual loud cheerful self. I figured he was just nervous or maybe excited to see Mark. They hadn't hung out in so long because Mark lived far away. Alex had told me a lot about Mark. They did everything together when they were younger. From what Alex said, I pictured Mark as a fun guy, always ready for an adventure. Alex was excited about showing him our place, about having him meet me, and about catching up on old times. The morning Mark arrived, I tried to make everything perfect. I cleaned the house again, even though it was already clean. I made snacks and arranged them nicely on plates. I wanted Mark to feel welcome. But all morning, Alex was off. He was there but not really there. He was like a balloon that had lost some air, not flat on the ground but definitely not flying high. When Mark finally showed up, everything changed for a bit. Alex lit up like someone turned his switch back on. They hugged, laughed, and started talking a mile a minute. Mark was just like I imagined. Tall, always smiling, and full of energy. Seeing Alex happy made me happy too. We spent the day hanging out, talking, and laughing. Well, they did most of the talking. I felt a bit like I was outside looking in. They had so many stories I wasn't a part of, jokes I didn't get. But it was nice seeing Alex so happy. As the day went on though, I started to feel more and more like I was actually outside. Alex and Mark got into some serious talking about old times, and sometimes Alex would look at me like he was checking if I was still there. I tried to join in, but it felt like throwing a pebble into a pond and not seeing any ripples. Then, things started to feel tense. It wasn't anything big, just little things. Alex would snap at me over small stuff, like if I asked if they wanted more to drink. Or he'd make a big deal if I laughed too loud or if I didn't get one of their jokes. It felt like he was picking on me, but in front of Mark I tried to just let it slide off my back. I didn't want to ruin the day. But as the sun started to set, I could feel something big was about to happen. It was like the air before a thunderstorm, all heavy. We were all sitting around, the room getting darker, and that's when it happened. Alex turned on me over something so small, I can't even remember what it was now. But his words were big and sharp. They cut right through me, and I couldn't hold back the tears. I ran to our bedroom, feeling like I was in a bad dream. I lay there on our bed, crying and trying to understand what just happened. Why did Alex get so mad? Why in front of Mark? It felt like everything was broken, and I didn't know if we could fix it. Lying there, I realized that this was more than just a bad day. It was a sign that something wasn't right between me and Alex. We needed to talk, really talk, about everything. But first, I had to get through the night. The night crept in, suffocating me in its heavy silence. I retreated to my sanctuary, the bedroom where my sobs echoed off the cold walls. Curling up on the bed, I sought solace in the darkness, tears streaming down my cheeks and soaking the pillow. How could this be? I screamed silently. Alex, the man I love, the man I share my life with, how could he say such cruel words? The pain of betrayal pierced my heart like a sharp knife. Weak rays of light filtered through the window, casting faint shadows on the photos hanging on the wall, memories of our happy times together. Now, they seemed to mock me, a reminder of a happiness that felt like a distant past. The warmth, the laughter, the gentle hugs. All of it vanished, leaving behind an endless void. The small bedroom, once our safe haven, felt suffocating and alien. Throughout the night, I tossed and turned, my mind racing with thoughts of Alex's words. Why was he so angry? What did I do wrong? The more I thought, the more trapped I felt. Sleep evaded me, leaving me only with haunting questions and a dull ache in my heart. The next morning, I left the bedroom. The apartment was silent. Alex wasn't there. He must have left early, maybe to avoid talking about what happened. The quiet felt like a relief and a weight all at once. I made myself some tea, the warm mug in my hands a small comfort. I sat at our little kitchen table, staring out the window, lost in thought. I replayed the incident over and over in my head, trying to make sense of it. How did we get here? How did a simple day turn into a night that felt like it might change everything? The questions kept coming, but the answers were nowhere to be found. As the day went on, I kept busy, cleaning up the apartment, trying to clear away the reminders of last night. But it was more than just the physical mess. There was an emotional mess to deal with too. I knew we couldn't just ignore what happened. We needed to talk, really talk, about everything. But I was scared. Scared of what Alex might say, scared of hearing that he didn't love me anymore, scared of finding out that our relationship was broken beyond repair. When Alex finally came home, it was late. The tension between us was like a wall, thick and unbreakable. We barely looked at each other. Dinner was a silent affair, both of us lost in our own thoughts. The silence was loud, filled with all the things we weren't saying. After dinner, I couldn't take the silence anymore. I needed to know where we stood. Alex, we need to talk. He looked up, his eyes dry. What do you want to talk about? About last night, I said, my voice trembling. Why did you say those things to me? What did I do to disappoint you? Alex avoided my gaze. You kept interrupting our conversation. You weren't really interested in what Mark was saying. That's not true, I retorted. I was trying to participate, but you made me feel like I didn't belong. Tears welled up in my eyes again. Seeing this, Alex sighed. He fumbled. I know I behaved terribly. There's no excuse for the way I treated you. Finally, he acknowledged his mistake. A small glimmer of hope flickered in my heart. But why? I asked. Why were you so angry? There was a long pause. Finally Alex spoke. I was just stressed out about work. And Mark's visit made things more complicated. Alex's confession took me aback. Stress? I repeated. Why didn't you tell me? I didn't want to worry you, he replied softly. A mix of sadness and disappointment washed over me. We had been living together for over a year, and yet Alex didn't feel comfortable sharing his problems with me. A sad and disappointed feeling filled me up, like a bad drink that left a yucky taste. We laughed so hard our sides hurt, cried on each other's shoulders during tough times, and built a future together, piece by piece. But here, at the kitchen table, the place where we'd had so many meals and shared secrets, there was a stranger sitting across from me. It hit me like someone punched me. Alex, the man I thought I knew, the one I told all my deepest secrets to, kept his troubles hidden away, like a locked box I couldn't open. The key wasn't trust, because we trusted each other after all we'd been through. No, it was something else that was missing. He didn't feel okay being open with me, letting down his guard and showing me the worries that bothered him. Did he think I wouldn't understand? Did he doubt I could be his rock, his best friend, the one person who would always be there? That thought hurt even more. Here we were, supposed to be a team, facing the world together, but he was fighting his battles all alone. This wasn't just about the fight, it was about the whole thing we had together. We were supposed to be partners, not roommates who lived together comfortably but didn't really talk. The silence now felt loud, a constant reminder of the space that had grown between us. Tears welled up in my eyes, making it hard to see Alex across the table. This couldn't be the end. Taking a deep breath, I scooted my chair back a little. Alex, I started, my voice shaky but strong. We need to talk more. Not just about the fight, but about everything. I want to know what's going on with you. And I want you to know you're not alone in this. You don't have to carry this all by yourself. Looking back on everything that happened, it feels like we've walked through a storm and come out on the other side, a bit worn but also stronger. That night, when Alex's words felt like knives and my tears wouldn't stop, I couldn't see a way forward. But now, I see it as a turning point, a harsh lesson that taught us so much about love, about each other, and about ourselves. I learned that love isn't just about the good times. It's also about standing together when the sky falls down, about holding hands in the dark, and finding our way back to each other. It's about speaking up when we're hurt and listening, really listening, when the other person is hurting too. We've learned to communicate better, to not let small things build up into big problems. We've learned that it's okay to be vulnerable, to show our true selves, because that's when we truly connect and heal. This experience has shown me the depth of our love. It's not fragile, but resilient, capable of weathering storms and emerging stronger. I'm grateful for Alex, for his willingness to change and grow with me. Our journey hasn't been easy, but it's ours, and I wouldn't change it. As we move forward, I carry with me the lessons of that night. They remind me of what we've overcome and what we can achieve together. Our love is a living, breathing thing that grows and changes with us, and I'm excited to see where it takes us next. Will he continue to hold my hand? Only time would tell. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and hit the notification bell to stay updated with more shocking real-life stories happening around you.